it's filled with anything, but yes, it has a little bit larger than normal. This other. This. Oh yeah! Brilliant! Yeah. We're gonna go hit the field of brush from Marsoc, guys.
That's a red jacket.
Yeah. I was looking.
Down the Marsoc though.
I was looking for like red cuts and everything like that. Put it on there, you know, OIF, but we have factory. You know, maybe we have some stickers for you.
Should have put ribbons in.
You know, you'd be surprised that the actually didn't have as much stuff as I was looking for. We're going to pin the hell out of that thing. No, so Al first signed his papers in December of 1997, stepped on the yellow footprints in Paris Island in January of 1998. Right?
Different millennium. Weird.
Completely different. So while everyone was worried about Y2K, Al was out there making sure we would not fail, because after MCRD, he went over here to Camp Lejeune, MCT, there at Camp Johnson, follow-on training to be a MIMS Corps, 0411. No way the Marine Corps would fail because GCSS didn't exist. Back to the arrows and aerosols for this gentleman right here. Keeping the supply chain alive. And that was really the last time Al saw Camp Lejeune, because then he went out to California. This is where I kind of got mixed up with the first assignment, 111? Or, yeah, okay.
Charlie, the Games of Death.
So far I'm on the mark. So 111 out there, his first assignment as a MIMS clerk, and this is where Al fell in love with artillery. The 1908. But that's what he did. Instead of putting the request in to fix the parts, I want to break them. But I think that really kind of sunk in when he was on the, because he went on a MEU, 31st, no, there was the 11th MEU out there, his first tour sometime right around there in the late 90s, I think it was like, what, 99? Okay. When you went out to the, onto the 11th MEU, floated around the Pacific for a little while, enjoyed all that is amphibious operations on the USS Peleliu.
What? Death Star fighter.
I think he liked Thailand.
Yes. Should we talk about Patty Beach? More than 20 years?
I saw pictures.
All before
Disposable. Not
It's on the packing list. 2 disposable cameras.
So aside from the tuk-tuk races in Thailand, Al enjoyed sweltering down in the bellows of the ship, came back to California, and was reassigned to Quantico, where he was at support battalion for TBS. Again, he was a maintenance management chief at that point, and promoted to sergeant, and enjoyed watching lieutenants get lost in the woods so much. He was like, you know what, I too want to be that lieutenant who found himself at the front gate somehow. No idea how, but I bet I could do that. So Al was going to school at the time, Strayer University.
Close too. I was on Remedial for a couple.
Nothing wrong with that.
Strayer University was selected for the MECEP program, or a commissioning program of sorts, and then got his commission in 2006, December 15th, if I remember correctly. So that's fine. A couple of days after I did, it's all right. So then Al, because he was already there in Quantico, immediately picked up with, after a little bit of layover, working at the ROTC program, picked up with Charlie Company. There at TBS, and then graduated. Of course, like many people in that era, there's a lot of waiting to go to the schools as the force was building up. So then Al went to he went OJT, as every great lieutenant wants to. He goes up to 211, a little OJT time in California, and then off to Fort Sill. Probably the highlight of his career at this point, because we're in May. So we did Fort Sill together for a little bit. Not just a little bit, about 6 months, just shy, because you can't play, it's not a full PCS move, but that's fine. But it worked to your favor, because you're already in California, and not to my favor, going to Hawaii. That's not about me, it's about you. So anyhow, so Al finishes up Oklahoma, goes out to 211, immediately does the typical lieutenant thing. He's going to be a fire support officer, all greatness. But then Al gets tapped for, and I'll remember you in a second, first you went on the MIT team. Is that right?
No.
First was the UDP, that's right, or Japan. So he goes on with the BLT, so he's with Kilo 312, out there with Jeremy Adams, Eric Kim. We were just talking about all this. So he goes out on the 30 worst MEU, Al's a mute guy. He's already done the 11th moon. He's got the 31st moon. It's not the end of his mute time. We'll get to that one. Because he's amphibious in nature. So he goes on out, does the mute. It's a great time. Comes on back. He's like, all right, do some real artillery stuff. Not quite yet. We're gonna do a mid team. All right. So I think there was actually a less than an 8-month turnaround. Came back from the MU, got selected to be the fire support advisor. Ended up being a fires and effects advisor / logo for the mid team. Goes on out, I think it's the 32nd Infantry Brigade, Iraqi Brigade, out there in Iraq. And so he does that. A lot of mid teams in the 08, 09, all up to the 11s and everything like that. So there goes Al out on the mid team, hooking and jabbing with the Iraqis, eating a lot of hummus, cow, and goat, and whatever else you could figure out what was there.
Yeah, all good stuff.
Yeah, fish out of the Euphrates, and it was all fun. Came on back to California, and that kind of summarized his battalion time. But Al's one of those guys who found his way, and he's like, I really want to. The desert was good, the ocean's better. Where can I go to relax? Probably the 11th MU. That sounds like a great spot. All right, so
Free show, right? So it's pretty chill.
It's
Yeah.
super low key.
Yeah, you opposites.
super relaxing on the 11th MU. Rolls on over there to be the targeting information officer. Promotes to captain shortly after he gets there. Does the whole MU workup. He's with the command element, so off he goes, floating around the Pacific Ocean and CENTCOM again. But Al's one of the lucky ones on the ship who actually got to go forward quite a bit, do some forward planning. I don't think he got to enjoy Thailand on that go, but certainly some time elsewhere in the Southeast.
Yeah.
Southeast Asian and CENTCOM area. Had some fun doing the MU. Came on back. Did a nice warm handoff with fighting. Who was a Bill Turner, Bootstrap Bill Turner, and Jordan Barnett. Yeah. So we barely missed each other there. But it's fine. Al's off to doing great things just right down the road, winning PCAs, back over to 211. So good for Al. He's like, all right, finally, this MU thing's behind me. All right, got a couple more tours out. Let's relax and get set for battery command, except for the RC South Fires job that you got tapped for. So off to Afghanistan, Al goes to be the ground information officer or ops officer there in the Helmand. Slaying bodies through the digital network and supporting all the troops on the ground. Come on back.
There weren't many of them at that point, but we supported them.
But still enough, just enough. So he comes back and he's selected for battery command. I can't remember what battery it was though. Golf battery, that's right. Golf battery, because you took over from our other buddy, huge winner, fucking Stokes.
Trying not to name them.
Yeah, I just want to put his name in your head there at your ceremony. Takes over from Jared Stokes. Obviously, Al did amazing because there was a very low bar set for him. So it's not that Al's a great performer.
I choose to film.
He just really had to do something and be successful. So Al got selected for the battery, and then where does he go? Goes on over to Japan. Might as well hop on another fucking view. Because you haven't got enough of the ship yet. From the Magan Island? Yeah. Oh. Keelan Brad. Do you have any
He was
for
the
this?
TIO.
I was the TIO when he was there.
You showed him everything that he was not doing when he was the TIO.
He just taught me how to do it.
Okay. He showed you the limo ports to go to, all the places to go. All right, perfect. Yeah, so Al then, another MU under his belt. Al comes on back from California, or back to California, excuse me. And now the monitor has deemed him worthy enough to PCS for the first time since he got to
Near a
California.
decade.
And he's like, well, shit. Actually, it was almost 11 years. We calculated that one out later.
Sure.
So Al gets tapped to going over to Quantico, off to headquarters Marine Corps. And he's the ground monitor for a little bit.
Yes.
And then goes up to MMEA. So he's doing great work up there in Quantico at the headquarters. Finally relaxing. Actually, no deployments during this time. I wouldn't say relaxing though. Still lots of travel and everything that you were doing.
Just road shows.
Yeah.
Tired of it.
Only reason why he's successful is because again, Ingles back there. So again, Ingles helped Al along the way. He won't admit it, but Al knows the truth.
I can't platoon in order.
So Al's finally finally relaxing a little bit, gets selected for the DARPA scholarship, the fellowship there. Does some time over there at DARPA, learns all the great things that he's taken over to through his SkillBridge program in data analytics in his next job. But the monitor's like, you're already right here, never been to the East Coast, probably time to head on south for a little bit. And that's where we are now. Al came on down here in June of 19, served as the RFIST OIC for a little bit, and then the XO, as we all formerly know him. He gave me a piece of paper and said, good luck, and then, and can you approve my leave? And then off he was off to do SkillBridge. But no, Al, I
recommend.
Yeah. The turnover portion, that is, the fun piece of it. Now, Al, I probably butchered your career, this long career of 23 years and 9 months. And that's when it ends on September 30th is his official EAS. And he'll be wearing the red hat on a regular basis. Some other fun data points. Al spent almost 11 years in California. So when the monitors say we're going for geographic, disparity, we're going to spread the talent throughout the force. It's because of assholes like him who stayed in California for 11 years. Although I'm sure you guys really enjoyed it.
So fun fact, when I took the Quantico tour, the first 2 postings he offered me were at Camp Pendleton and at 29 Farms. I said no to both of those, and then he came up with Quantico.
So you did us a favor.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. And thank you for the long service that you did. And back to Sue, who, Al spent, we calculated it up, I think just a little over 4 years deployed. So that's 6 deployments. If you guys are keeping track, Alan was 11 years in California. That's an Iraq tour, an Afghanistan tour, 3 MUs. No, there's 4 MUs. I'm doing math in public, yeah.
3 with her into it.
Right. You still get credit for the ones that you weren't married for.
That's right.
Okay. But all in total, Al spent a bit over 4+ years overseas in support of defending the nation, meeting the nation's needs, and we sincerely appreciate it. Thank you for your service. But yeah, that's.
Now let's count the Mojave Vipers and Cats.
Let's not even count in the all the field ops and the time away from the family, the sacrifices that comes in along with the
That's
job.
probably more than the ones.
I remember seeing you.
Not since we've been here.
That's the only perk of being here, so come on.
You hear that, sir? It's the perk of being the expert.
I didn't hear anything.
I don't have one field opposite. Well, another.
So,
I saw.
He saw. Yeah.
all right. So now,
Before your time.
after many years of your years of service, here's what we got you.
Strong.
Retired.
We're going right on the pilot, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
It's pretty simple. You're retired and not quite as lean, not quite as mean.
Definitely not.
But what we really got you was a little more token of appreciation for everything that you've done. You're probably looking at analyzing this, saying, yeah, I think you might have got something wrong. There was something a little different than what you were originally wearing that was added here. So we have one more final thing for you, if you don't mind facing about the CO.
United States of America. This is to certify that the President of the United States of America has awarded the Meritorious Service Medal, Gold Star in lieu of second award, to Major Albert D. Bellamy, United States Marine Corps, for outstanding meritorious achievement from 29 July 2019 to 3 June 2021. For the President, F.L. Donovan, Major General, United States Marine Corps, Commanding General, 2nd Marine Division.